EF Core also lets you execute Raw SQL. It can be a full SQL expression, or you can execute stored procedure for creating or modifying data in the database. We already have one stored procedure, so we will be working with that. Let me first take a look at how this will work. There are few methods that lets you execute a SQL against your defined DB set, like we have books, authors, publishers. Now if you are coming from a prior version of EF Core, like in EF Core 3 or previous version, there was a single method from SQL and execute SQL, but it turned out they had some issues because of which the EF Core team decided to change that. Now for query purposes, we have the from SQL raw and from SQL interpolated. Both of these methods have async versions as well. Before we dive deep, let's take a look at some examples. Let me switch back to our project. Right here we want to see raw SQL. Let me add a comment. And the first statement that I will add here is on _db.books. We have the from SQL raw. Now here, remember that you have to first write the DB set. So raw SQL will work on the DB set of book, and you are doing select star from dbo.books.toList. Then next, what if you want to use some parameters here? Like what if you want to add a where condition? You can say book ID is equal to plus and some value here. I would highly avoid that because if you use +1 directly here, I have said before, that is prone to SQL injection attack. Rather than that, what I would do is I would copy and let me revert that back here, paste it again, var ID is 1 here, and we can use string interpolation here, and we can add the ID here like that. I will add the $sign here, and perfect. That looks much better. But this time the method will not be from SQL raw, this will be from SQL interpolated. So with these two, let me add a debugging point. I will comment out the views that we have here, and let me see that in action. I will restart the application, and we will navigate to our playground. Perfect. Let me go to the output window here, press F10, and perfect. Our select star from books has been executed, and we see all the 6 books right here. For the next one, we will press F10 again, and perfect. You can see it is passing the ID as parameter, and it should retrieve the record. That looks good. Now with that, you might have noticed some limitation. When we are working with the from SQL raw, we have to use select star. If you only wanted ISBN and price here, this will not work because we are working on a DB set here. So that is something that you should always be aware of. Now of course, if you want to use the from SQL raw, you can always add that with the formatted string like that. Like here, if we have the where condition, where book ID is equal to, we can say 0, and the 0th will be the value of 1 like that. So that is something that you can always play around with when you want to explore more options. With that configured, let me continue in the next video with our stored proc.